Okay, we're going to go through and indicate how LogScope Fiber works in this video demonstration. LogScope Fiber is started by accessing it. When you load in, you have kind of the options to change your subscription. You have to log in and create an account first time. But when you hit the proceed button, it presents you with the following menu. So we'll just expand this. This is quite large. So the reset resets it back to whatever the initial display is. Edit is obviously undo and redo. View allows you to normalize by channel and play with the normalization. The mapping is default channel. If the fiber optic cable is wrapped around drill pipe or something, you can estimate the length by taking into account the wraps. And then linear, then the time, because of fiber optic data tends to be recorded in universal time. Then you've got refresh, and then we've got export. So how do we get the data in there? Well, over here we've got a folder with a number of Photec data sets. It takes H5 data in, but this is a Photec raw data set. So you simply pick the file up and drag and drop it, like so. And it shows you the time range in universal time and the depth. So if I want to change this to local time, I can just set to local time, and you'll see the times are now back at 10, 11 o'clock. So to actually display the data, you tap on this bar, and we've only got one data set in. Some of the contractors will provide multiple data sets in their file, and you can load any of those at any one time. So then it reads the information directly from the hard disk, and in this case it's reading a 262 gigabyte file to load that information in. And here it presents the data like so. There is a feature here that we want to look at. So we're going to look at this part of the image here. So we just basically put a box around what we want to have, and it will redraw the entire window. Now, if we change the view and switch off the normalize by channel, it will present the data with the minimum and maximum range. Now all this is blue and green, so if you tap on the menu bar down the bottom, we can actually change the range from auto scale, and what I want to do here is change the maximum value to say 45,000. And then it redraws the window as you see it, like so. Now, to export this data set as a data set that we could use, I'm going to export it, and the options you have is you've got the start depth, the end depth. I can change the sample rate to maybe 8 meters, and I can round the times to the nearest minute. The array size is going to be 300, or I can change that to 500. And then I can export the frequency range. I'm going to use logarithmic, and I'm going to specify what I want. So it's 270 samples, and we're going to go from 1 to 500 logarithmically. So it tells me the range there. And then I go export, and I'm going to go to a folder that I've set up for this specific purpose, and we're going to write out to the file. So it outputs the raw data rapidly, and now it's working on the frequency data. Okay, it took roughly about 7 minutes for this to complete. So we're going to exit that, and we're going to leave that as it is.